Many people would agree that cloud computing is providing a lot of opportunities into the market today. However, there are two very distinct views. The first being from business customers who are looking at cloud as providing them a great opportunity to lift and shift from their current legacy environments into the cloud, and in so doing give them an opportunity to be much more elastic in the way their business is being driven, to be able to expand and contract based on market demands. And that's important because in the current market climate, the only real constant is change. On the other side of that, we have the providers of cloud services who are struggling to find a balance between managing their existing IT or legacy hosting platforms and these new types of cloud services. And that's important because the legacy platforms provide a predictability in terms of cost, but more importantly revenue. Whereas cloud services are much more elastic, which means month on month could vary significantly in terms of what their revenue and costs are actually going to be. Now, that doesn't mean they're not going to be profitable, but we're in a market where the business doesn't really understand how that's going to be perceived in the marketplace by having those fluctuating revenues that they haven't shown before. So these two distinct views actually create a challenge for the market in terms of the adoption of cloud computing, and sort of explain why we might be going through this phase of disillusionment of cloud today, which we've got to tackle head on. The first option is to go and look at actually standardizing cloud computing, making it easier for providers to be able to provide a migration path from legacy dedicated platforms into the cloud, and at the same time then providing greater clarity to business users as well. The second option is to actually look at delaying the adoption of cloud type services, and in so doing give ourselves more time to look at what the architecture is going to be in the end-to-end picture, and then be able to maximize therefore our existing assets as opposed to racing into the cloud. The third option actually might be to look at going business processes as opposed to looking at the architecture itself. And by looking at processes, we might be able to help businesses understand what the value of transitioning to the cloud as opposed to a full lift and shift might be, maximizing those assets and migrating into the cloud environment. But what's your view?